Okay, thank you so very much. This is Myra McKnight with Can We Talk? And I have an amazing guest this morning. I've been trying to get her. She's hard to get booked down for sure because she is so busy. Her name is Frankie Picasso. It's so many things that she does do, but I love her art. If you're on my Facebook and you see that art that Frankie does, it just warms your heart totally. And just having an interaction with Frankie and talk with her. She has a heart for people. But one thing about her, she is a no-nonsense woman. And she does not have a problem in telling you exactly like it is. So that's kind of my spirit too. So I'm excited to have her on the show with me today. Frankie, how are you doing
Oh,
today?
Myra, thank you so much. What a great introduction. I love it. No nonsense.
No nonsense.
That's so funny. I don't think of myself as no nonsense, but I had one of my coaching, I was looking back at some of the old testimonials I had from years ago.
Yeah.
And one of my clients had written on the website, you know, if you want to change, then get Frankie. But if you don't, then don't hire her.
Absolutely. And that's so true because, as being coaches, people want you to babysit them sometimes. And some coaches do, and that might be their way. But I'm like that. That babysitting is not for me. Because nobody babysitted me.
I say they get the BMW treatment for 2 minutes, and that's the
Absolutely.
bitch, moan and whine, and then it's over.
Oh my God, you are 2 minutes. I give them at least one session. You say 2 minutes. Okay, Frankie. So let our listening audience know a little bit and a lot about you.
Oh,
And,
wow.
and the reason, as I said, I wanted you to come on the show and talk is because women are so stuck these days. Women and men. I'm not just going to say women. Sometimes as human beings, we're just stuck. And we're not sure which way to go. We second guess ourselves. We don't jump out in the water. We have no faith and no belief in ourselves, but we got belief in what everybody else tells us. So tell us about you, what you do, the network you created, and things of that nature.
Okay. Well, let me start with, I had a fantastic dad because my dad told me I could be anything I wanted to be. And I believed him because he never lied to me as far as I know.
Right, right.
And so in my head, I can be anything I want to be.
Yeah.
And I've tested it many times, whether I have the education for it or I have the, as long as I feel I have the ability to do it, I can do it.
Wow.
And that's, I think, what you need. You have to have faith and confidence in your abilities that you can take the skills that you have and transfer them, because, you can project ahead and go, yeah, okay, I can do that. I could do that. Yeah, I'm going to learn that. I could do that. And I think that's what it takes. So a little bit of creativity, a lot of confidence, and maybe even just the belief that somebody had the belief in you that you can do and be something, right? And that's why, somebody might hire a coach like you. I say that I hold the faith that my clients don't have until they have it for themselves.
Okay, great. Wow.
That's it, right? In a nutshell. So I'm a writer. I'm a radio host. I started the Good Radio Network because I wanted to leave a legacy of social impact. I believe in social impact. I think it's really important that we all get involved in whatever it is that tugs at our heartstrings. But for me, it's social impact around animals, around children and education and women and people, just humanity, really. We're waking up to a new consciousness, and some are waking up faster than others.
Yes.
And we're moving from a head consciousness to a heart consciousness.
Yes.
And a lot of people are, the head is at the 3rd dimension, the heart is at the 5th, and a lot of people are between 3 and 4, some at 5. I'm working my way towards it, and a lot of other people are too.
Right.
But that's the struggle right now, and that's why people are going, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't understand, I'm in a state of flux. And I think that's part of what it is that our consciousness is raising, and we need to raise it, so that, because we are of one mind, and that's where people are feeling the struggle. Midlife, there's always a big struggle. Like my book Midlife Mojo was about that, because in midlife we kind of get this wake-up call that, oh my gosh, we might have 20 or 30 years left to live, and I don't think I did what I wanted to do, or I don't think I've lived my purpose.
Right.
I don't even know what my purpose is. What is it, right? So we've lived a socialized life because as babies, our parents and school and society told us to act a certain way, and now you get to a place where people aren't going to tell you what to do. You're a grown up, and you've had your family maybe, and you've done all this stuff, and it's like, what about me? It's my time. of my time, right? And so you realize I didn't want to be an accountant. My dad wanted me to be an accountant, right? My parents, people pushed me to it. But what I really wanted to do is be an artist. And so you give up everything, you throw the baby out with the bathwater, and you start doing that. And, you know, everybody's going, you're crazy, man. You're crazy. Like, what are you doing? You're not making the money. You gave up your pension. It doesn't matter. It's what makes you happy, what your purpose is, right?
Right.
So people are afraid, I call it, they live a vanilla life. People are afraid to experience the 31 flavors, you know, in their life. Look at your backdrop. How many people would put that backdrop, let's say, on a wall in their home, or take the pink or the purple or the green? They would go, well, maybe the beige, maybe the yellow, maybe, right? I would have all those colors because I love color. And it doesn't matter because, and in my book I said, send me a note. Should I paint it pea green or pink? I don't care. Tell me. And people were afraid to even tell me what color to paint a wall. I can cover it up with white. Who cares? Right? So you live a vanilla life if you stay in your comfort zone and you don't come out of it. And I say, you know, what would happen if we didn't have Magellan, or we didn't have you know, any of the explorers, Marco Polo of the world, who actually set off sailing in a world they thought was flat, not knowing if they were going to fall off the edge of the earth or not. But they were brave enough to do that. And I think today, knowing what we know, we should all be brave enough to try anything. Really. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? It's not going to. We're going to fail. Failure's a teacher. It's not an undertaker, right? So Dennis Waitley said that, and that's the truth. It is. So I like to try everything. If my heart says try this, I try it. And there's lots of stuff I'm not good at. And there's other things I am good at, but you don't know until you try.
Right.
So I'm a drummer. I drum in I used to drum in a band, and then I had my accident, and I had a motorcycle accident. So it was hard. I broke my hip and pelvis and everything. So it was kind of hard to sit on the throne. But I'm getting back to it, and I would like to get back on stage because that's the fun. That's where I feel amazing. Right? That's where I have my fun. But art, I took up art about 7 years ago. I started painting about 7 years ago. And when I was about 9 years old, I sent away for the broadcasting, I think it was International Broadcasting Records or whatever, like how to be a DJ or how to be on air. And I was teaching at the International Coach Academy when one of my students said to me, an adult, he said, do you want to be on the radio? And I just made the decision 2 weeks ago, I'm going to be on the radio this year. And so it happened for me, and that was, you know, the end of it. I go, wow, I used to really want to do that. And I forgot all about it. So we forget about our dreams sometimes because we just get so caught up in life. You know, I get bored pretty easy, and which I shouldn't, but I do. I like to reinvent myself every couple of years, add a skill set or add something. So I am a metaphysical hypnotherapist. I did go all through my master's of hypnotherapy, and I don't do it now. I don't want to do it, but I did it. It was fun. I was interested in it. So I could be a perpetual student if I wanted to be. It's just something else I've got, some, you know, extra knowledge that's there.
Absolutely.
And now, you know, I just turned 61 in June.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I've just been thinking, you know, what is my purpose now? Like, have I finished my purpose? Like, what is it? I don't know what I want to be right now. And so I've been sitting with it, and I started to give up, like I've slowed down on the radio, and I've started to give up a bunch of stuff. And the more I sit and do nothing, the more I start to cry, and these feelings are coming in, and I'm like, wow, I got myself so busy I couldn't feel.
You couldn't feel,
I couldn't feel. So this has been amazing, like just to sit and kind of do nothing all day, and feel and go, what is it I want? What do I like? I don't know anymore, right?
And that's that finding that journey of who you are. You know, and let me say this, you're amazing for 61. I wouldn't even peg that part of you. But, you know, we do get busy a lot, and we do not really take the time to find who we are in ourselves. And that quiet time is just amazing, because even if it's fun, you know, and what we do, but my goodness, it can be scary, amazing, fun, exciting all at once, just being with yourself.
Yes. Yeah. And so I started to journal a little bit in the mornings when I feel like it, and just write my thoughts. My thoughts are just crazy. And I go, I try to explore them and go, why would I say that? Or why did I write that? And I just I'm taking a spiritual mastery course with somebody, and she said, you know, do a heart map instead of a mind map, do a heart map, and of all the things that you love, all the things that you want, all the things. And I did that. And she goes, now write your purpose. And so I thought, what is my purpose?
Mm.
And I guess because it's so simple, you feel like it's not your purpose.
Yeah, yeah.
But really my purpose is to kind of be the architect of other people's dreams and help them. You know, people all like yourself, I'm sure, have always, they sit down, they don't know you, and they say, oh, let me tell you about my whole life.
Yes.
Right? They just tell you everything.
Yes.
You didn't ask for it. You don't care, you know, but they do. And that's part of the coach thing. And it's, so that's not like you were meant to be a coach. You are a coach. You live a coach life existence, right?
Yes.
So people tell you that stuff. So that, okay, well, they tell me that for a reason, because they feel they could trust me, or they feel like they should, or, you know, whatever. That seemed too easy to be the purpose, but then it is, but purpose should be easy. Purpose should be
right.
Easy.
It's supposed to be easy.
It's supposed to be easy. So that is my purpose, because like I said at the beginning of this broadcast, I hold the faith. I have the confidence that they can succeed. I know, and I can inspire and motivate them to take that dream that's sitting inside them and turn it into reality. And that's the part I like. I like to birth companies. I like to birth ideas. I like the beginning of it. I don't like the follow through of it that much. And so it's a perfect purpose for me, is to take people and get their dreams rolling and say goodbye.
Right. And kind of let them go.
Mama's putting you out in the world.
And sometimes they don't want to go. They just want to stay in that little incubator. And I'll be like, okay, now you're good now. We've had all these sessions. It's time for you to just leave the nest and go on and explore other things. And what you're saying, Frankie, is so true, because you know what happens, a lot of times people focus on that victimhood mentality, and they focus on what happened to them.
Yes.
And I just believe that I'm strongest when I've gotten over that. And I'm enjoying the fruits of my labor, and enjoying the healing and the reconnecting. That's the big part. That's when you are victorious, I believe. But sometimes people can just rock that stuff, whether it's relationships, jobs, career, what have you, even childhood. You can carry that thing up into your 50s, 60s, and 70s, but you get nowhere. It's kind of like that block that stops.
It is.
And when I get with my clients, I say to them, okay, you told me about this. It's done. It happened. Look, we all have had trials and tribulations, but now we got to find a way to get out of it and move forward from that, instead of always reaching back and pulling that in as an excuse for why we do something. You know, it's hard for people to get unstuck from doing that.
It is, because, you know, a lot of people don't want to take responsibility. It's called responsibility versus blame, right? It's easier to blame other people, excuse me, than to take responsibility for carrying their life forward. Like my children have tried to do that to me. My kids have played that little guilt thing. Mom, you know, you did this to me when I was 10 years old or something. And I'm like, and you're 30 now.
Right.
Get over it and get on. You know, like you said, we've all had stuff happen to us. I had a really bad accident. I was in a hospital for 6 months, and people want me to tell my story. And I go, I'm bored telling that story. I don't want to tell that story anymore. You know, but they go, but it's a good, you know, it's a story of invincibility and unstoppability and blah, blah, blah. And I go, but I'm bored with it. I don't want to live in that.
Absolutely.
The story is over here now.
Absolutely. Oh my God. I'm so glad you said that, because people always want to say, and they pull up the most tragic stuff that has happened to them in their lives, and they make it their life.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I don't really, I get it, but you know.
What else has happened to you?
Yeah. It's like the universe has brought you through all of that now.
Right.
Now, let's give credence to that. That's where the big boom comes in. Because it can depress you, it can take you backwards, and you'll never get into the healing mode because you're stuck in that of the mode of
So, you know, you have to ask yourselves, if you're there, if you're listening to this and you're there, ask yourself, what are the gifts I got from that? What are the gifts that I got from that? And what can I use with those gifts and move forward? And what do I really want to do? Because what would be fun for me to do?
Absolutely.
And sometimes you can't feel fun when you're stuck in that. I've been there, you know, you're in pain. It's hard to feel fun, but you know, there are gifts to every story, and there's a reason and a purpose for that to have happened to you. Whether you decided, I believe that we decided a lot of stuff before we came here, and maybe not that exact accident or that exact thing was supposed to happen, but something of a learning, you know, to give you a big learning curve, right?
Right.
Jump on your karma, if you want, or whatever it is you want to call it.
Absolutely.
But there's gifts in that, and for me, there were gifts in it and they're still ongoing.
Right.
Even though I don't want them, they're still
I know.
ongoing. But they are, and you know, they're there to remind you, and
Right.
that there's a higher purpose for that.
There's a higher purpose. And I believe that, you know, when in our lesson, as we grow on our journey, there's a lesson every step of the way, just like you're saying. And when you don't learn the lesson, you're sure to repeat it.
You are sure to repeat it.
Just like you said, what am I gleaning from it? What am I getting out of what just happened? Whether it's somebody said something that you didn't like, whether it's something you made a mistake, or you picked the wrong mate, or you picked something. If that happens, instead of getting, you know, crazy about it, you have to ask yourself, okay, what am I to learn out of this? What's the gift out of this for me? Not to blame that other person, because even if they did anything, you got to ask yourself, what am I to learn? Maybe you're to learn that you picked the wrong friend. That might be
maybe. You know, I had an abusive, alcoholic, horrible husband. And why did I pick him, and why did he pick me? And I figured that out. You know, he picked me because I have the energy that says, I'll look after you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I picked him because I want to help people.
Yeah.
And so you have to realize that you take that hat off in your personal life.
Absolutely.
And you put it back on in your professional life. There's the lesson. Okay, goodbye. See you later.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And some people don't get it. And that's why you go into that merry-go-round over and over and over and over. And you wonder, why am I getting these flaky people? Well, you keep picking them. And I always say, now, just because someone invites you into their life doesn't mean you have to take their invitation.
Yeah, and there's a second part to that too. What did they do to change their energy? What did they do to raise their vibration or add to themselves?
Absolutely.
I mean, because you look at yourself, you say, oh, but I really wanted, you know, Denzel.
Yeah.
Well, are you at Denzel's level?
Absolutely.
What did you do to get to his level so he'll choose you?
Right.
If you're still down here, nah, not going to happen. You're not even going to look, right?
Absolutely.
So what have you done? Have you educated yourself? Have you changed what you wear, or changed whatever? Like, what have you done to raise yourself so you're not even going to attract that crowd anymore? They're not in your vibrational circle anymore. They're gone.
Now, Frankie, you got to tell me this, because and it's kind of new, I believe, to a lot of those listening out here for Can We Talk? But just talk about the vibration a little bit, because people get it misconstrued about that energy.
Okay.
That vibration, you know, because if you're down, if you're broke, if you're disgusted, if you're mad, if you're angry, you are going to reap that into your life, because that lower vibration is going to reap those things to you. Talk a little bit about that, because you've gone through some schooling and things in regards to that as well.
Sure. Okay, so what we're talking about right now is the law of attraction. And the law of attraction says that which we focus on is what comes to us, right? So, and we all know what a vibration is. And if you don't know what you know what a vibe is. And let's say you walk in a room and somebody's had an argument. You didn't hear the argument, but boy, can you feel that something happened there. There was an energy left, an imprint.
Yes.
Like, oh, I can feel there's something going on between these two, even though they're not saying anything. Something happened here, right? That's a vibration. That's a vibration. Now, you know, anger is a higher vibration than depression. And you're not going to go from depression to happy, but you can go up the level of vibrations until you work yourself into a happy. And it's a choice that we make. How we want to feel in any given moment is our choice. And you might say, oh, but he made me mad. He didn't make you angry.
No.
You made yourself. You allowed yourself to go there and get, you know, roused by it or whatever. So the vibration, if I said all day long today, just think about the color pink. Just think pink in your head. You are going to see so much pink. You've never seen so much pink. Where did all that pink come from? You are attracting pink into your life by thinking about it. And it's a simple exercise, and it's an effective exercise. So if you want to raise your vibration and raise the level that you sit at, if you want to know what it is, just look at your life, because whatever it is, you have attracted into your life that vibration, even if it's your car, your house, your friends, your everything. So when you decide to change that and raise it and start focusing on a different, you know, something that's different for you, something that's better for you, your vibration also changes. Your thoughts change, your mood changes, the people that orbit around you. It's a magnet.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a shift. That shift that comes into your life, and people, you know, recognize, they think they just do the same thing and it's going to automatically come to them. But you have to I believe you have to meet that shift where it's coming. You have to meet it, because you have to bring your mind into that so that you begin to start to gravitate towards those things you do want, with a vision board, or your morning mantras, or
That's
your
right.
meditations, or your words. And I always tell my clients that words matter. You know,
Oh, big
it
time.
makes a big difference what you say and how you say it.
I wish I was dead. I wish I was dead. I
Oh
wish
my
I
God.
was this. I wish
Oh,
I was
yeah.
that. Like, why would you wish that into your
Yes.
life?
Yes. They say those things.
I
I
wish I had a fantastic life, like wish good things, not bad things. And I'll tell you something, my husband will say things like, "Oh, this is such a negative world. People are so horrible, blah, 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 blah." I go, "Not in my world." Because
yeah.
I get to hang out with people like you, Myra. I get to
Yeah.
hang out with all, I said, in my world,
Yeah.
everybody's fantastic, because
Absolutely.
that's who we're vibrating. We're vibrating the
Absolutely.
light workers. We're vibrating all these amazing people
Yes.
in our life.
Yes.
And if people could live our life for a little bit, they
Yeah.
would see and know that there is a balance in the world.
Oh,
It's
listen.
not all
Oh,
bad. It's not all
amazing.
bad.
Yeah.
But there's it's not
Yeah.
like we're secret over here working behind the scenes. But
Well,
there's
you
a
gotta
whole
see.
big world of people who are doing wonderful and amazing things in it. And that's when I started the good radio, because I heard, God said to me, Frankie, go and find one
Yeah.
person who's changing the world. Go find one and another one and another
Right.
one, and
Right.
show people that
Right.
one person can make a difference.
Absolutely.
One
One
person
person.
can make a difference. And they
Absolutely.
are. I see it over and over and over again,
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
But over here, these people, they don't see that, because their eyes are just, I'm just looking at all the negative stuff. I just look at
Yeah.
all the negative stuff.
Yeah.
Let's look at the positive.
Right.
Find the positives today,
Yeah.
and you will be opening up a whole new world to yourself.
Absolutely. And they're closed. If your mind is closed, and some people, we're talking about vibrations, and we got some people, especially in our community, that say, "Oh my God, she's practicing voodoo or something like that." But it's the same as spirit.
That's
And
right.
they say, you might say spirit, I might say vibration. It's that vibe. It's that person that you shake their hands and you get this kind of crazy feeling, or that person you're talking to, and it's like, they were nice when I saw them, but when they opened their mouth, you knew that it was time to go. So those are things that just we don't have to have a book for that,
No.
because I believe that that's built within us. That's that intuitive spirit that we have, but then we have to decide, if this is not good for me, then I need to move away from it.
It's interesting. Later today, I'm very excited. I'm going to be interviewing a filmmaker, and his film is called PGS, Personal Guidance System. It's about intuition.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
he heard a voice that told him to slow down, and he wanted to speed up because he was late to get to his flight.
Mm-hmm.
But he slowed down, and that seconds that he slowed down, a transport truck ran a light and would have killed him.
Wow.
And so he said, well, what is that all about? Why did I hear that voice? And whose voice is that voice? So he went on a journey to find out all about intuition. And does it real? Does it exist? And blah, blah, blah. So it's very interesting. That intuition that we have, we don't always listen to it because we're not open to it. We don't hear it.
Yeah.
But you know it. And you might
there.
go, but I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to listen to that voice.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I want to, eat fried chicken. I don't want to listen to the voice that tells me not to, or whatever it is.
I know. And
Right?
that voice is going to always be there. And I think some people are stuck in that because of tradition, because of the way they were brought up, and they're afraid to do something different than grandmother did or mom or dad did. But I just believe you're born alone. You're born by yourself, and there's certain things, such a time as this, that you are required to do differently than your mom and your grandmother did. And if you just stay into that zone of that, then you probably won't get much done as you go on your journey, because you're just like them. And if you can be like them, but you should add some things along the way.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You come into this world alone and you go out alone.
Absolutely.
It's your journey. It's not anybody else's journey. It's your journey. And if people who let's just talk about. I'm sure a lot of those people go to church and they think, oh, that's normal to think about God. It's normal to think about faith and Jesus and whatever faith you might be. Is that voodoo?
No.
Is that voodoo? No. It's the same thing. We're talking about the same thing. We're talking about, having faith. We're talking about, raising your vibration, because Jesus said to love one another. Jesus didn't say go kill one another. He said love one another.
Absolutely.
And that's all he did, was raise vibration by talking about, forgiveness, talking about love, talking about all of those things.
Right.
There's nothing weird or voodoo about it. It's just when you talk about spirit, you're talking about God. When you talk about the universe, you're talking about God. You're talking about spirit. It's all the same thing.
It is
and no
all
matter what word you call it, whatever meets your criteria,
right.
It's the same thing.
Absolutely. Because it helps you to identify your faith and what you believe in a stronger way.
That's right.
If I go take what somebody else says who God is, and I say it's universal, the universe, and they say God, well, you're not believing in God. And I'm like, that's not true. I'm believing God is this huge, unbelievable planet that we love, a lot larger than just one being. So it's kind of like and I used to try to justify it, but I don't go through the tug of war anymore, because when I know what I believe, and I know what I believe is right and true, and it's been okayed by God, then I'm like, I'm excited, I'm going to stay on this journey and keep going on the journey. So it's kind of like, you don't fight the fight anymore. You just enjoy the journey.
Yeah. I mean, we're not here to talk anybody into anything. Right. You're going to want to jump on our train. when you become a little more conscious and enlightened, you'll jump on the train. And that's that. When the time is right, the train will stop and you'll get on.
And you'll get on. And you'll be just totally amazed. Why did it take me so long? Because I even asked myself that time at some point, why did it take so long? But I guess I was ingrained in the
You're swimming against the tide. You're swimming against the tide of change, because everybody before you, like you said, your mama and your grandma and the people in the town that you lived in, they all think this way. It's hard to swim against the tide.
It is.
But when you do, you reap the benefits.
You reap the benefits. Oh, wow. That's just amazing. Frankie, I tell you, see, I knew that there was a real close knit with you and I. And that's it. That vibration is amazing. And it's every morning when you get up and you just see that, you can't help but just be grateful of all things, no matter how it looks on the outside, but grateful for all things. So you got the network, your painting and your coaching, and you're giving some amazing spiritual nuggets for people out there. So Frankie, tell them how they can hear more of you. And get to learn more about you.
You can go to unstoppablefrankiepicasso.com. That's my personal website. You can go to the Good Radio Network. That's my radio website. And I mean, just
you're there.
I'm there. I'm there. Coach Picasso at Rogers.com. Here I am.
You are there. You are.
Look for me everywhere.
And doing some amazing things. And and I like that global initiative, because we are we are part of everything in this world. And to just have a few things that we do in our lives, and we've actually lived way below our calling and our destiny. Because our calling and our destiny is to do big things. It might not be like power, or you're a millionaire, or you're doing, an NBA basketball player, or you're a star, or something like that. It could be small things, but the impact of it is what's so amazing. And I think when you change, help a person start to alter their lives in a positive way, in a good way, I always ask them to go out and do the same for another person.
Yeah, and you know what? You're absolutely right. And you don't have to be a superstar. You don't have to be have lots of money to help other people. You don't. You can look around your community and go, you know what? There's a person that needs help. You know what? It's hard for them to walk. Maybe I'll go get their groceries once a week for them.
Absolutely.
Like just that alone.
Absolutely. Pay for somebody's groceries, or you can just anything. I saw a lady, and I know I was going to let you go, but I saw a lady who it was a couple of months ago, and she had a Walmart outfit on, but she was going to her car with a couple of containers of transmission fluid, and she was putting it in her car. And she went back and got 2 more and put in her car. And I remember, it took me back to when I was a single mom, divorced mom with my son. And I was doing things just like that. And she was working at Walmart, and obviously her car wasn't that well. And so I went to her and I gave her $20.
Nice.
And I said to her, you reminded me of something, and I'm supposed to give this to you. Now, back then, nobody gave it to me, and that's okay. I made it through. But this reminded me of what I had and what I wish somebody had done.
Right.
So it prompted me to do just a small giving of somebody, because I could feel her plight in that. So I just think that we all have an obligation to each one of us to do
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
even if it's a smile.
You know, my custom dog paintings, the proceeds from that go to Mercy Ships to pay for cleft palate surgery for children.
Oh,
So you know, not only do you get a beautiful portrait of your pet that you love out
yeah.
of it, but it's a gift that gives, right?
Okay.
Just keep on
Yeah.
giving. And so it's just, you know, something that I have that I can do, that I enjoy doing,
Yes.
that you know, painting. And we all have, maybe you crochet, maybe you
Yes.
knit, maybe
Absolutely.
like hats for kids in the hospital, or pets in the, you know,
Yes.
my kid's little sister, she crochets blankets for dogs in shelters or cats in
Yes.
shelters. Like, there's all stuff that you can do
Something.
that doesn't cost a lot of money,
Absolutely.
that help other people. So you can think and be creative, and yeah, and just change somebody's life or
Yeah,
change the world
absolutely.
doing it.
Absolutely. We
That's
can
how
do
we do it.
that one person at a time, one person at a time. But Frankie, it has been amazing, and I am so glad that you took a little of your time out for me today and have a chat with me. I enjoyed it immensely,
Me too.
and truly, I would like to do this again at some point. So everybody, Frankie has given you her information. Get one of those pictures, because I'm going to get one. I didn't know you sold the pictures, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. 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 That's
Yeah, my paintings are on Fine Art America, so if there's anything that you like, you can get a copy of it. Like, they'll send you a copy, so
okay.
it's not the original, but
Okay.
it's a lot less expensive, let's say, than an original.
Right. Okay.
Or I just do a custom one. If you have something that you want painted, just let me know, and I can paint it.
Okay. Oh, that's a good deal too. That's a
Yeah.
good deal. Well, Frankie, I thank you so much for coming
Thank
on Can We
you.
Talk and spending some time with me. And I'll still be checking y'all on Facebook, and I hope to talk to you soon.
Thanks, Myra.
Thank you. Have a great
Thank you,
day.
everyone. You
Bye
too.
bye.
Bye.
There we go. That was
Woo.
Frankie Picasso and her amazing. Oh, this is a talented lady, and she's doing so many things, and she's not done yet. So make sure you check out our website and check out our Facebook. And if you've got a picture that you would love for her to get copied for you, please do so. This is Myra McKnight with Can We Talk? You have an amazing day, and know that you're important, you're amazing, you're fantastic, you're awesome, and you're everything that God has created you to be. You just got to find it within you. Have a great day. Bye bye.